sucking, slurping, gobbling, drizzling on my mouth, all that stuff. Yeah, we're not gonna say it out loud. And okay? Welcome to Aftertaste. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and if not, I hope you'll make your day just a little bit better. My name is Voyia, and I play a variety of games. If you would like for me to play something, please don't hesitate to ask. Please ask me to play stuff. Also, if you're feeling generous and kind today, I hope you consider hitting the subscribe button and liking and joining the family of me becoming one of the biggest YouTubers and an awesome YouTuber at that. Let's get started. I don't have anything else to share. I don't even know what this game is about, to be honest. How would you like to be addressed? Pronouns. Of course, pronouns are important. Let me make sure that the sound is right, too. Alrighty, righty. Sounds like the sound is perfect. As perfect as it's gonna get. A bell rings above my head, and the door shuts softly behind me. The scent of fresh brewed coffee and miscellaneous baked goods fill my nostrils. How nostalgic. I have not been to a coffee place in a while, like a few months. Coffee gives me anxiety, so I don't drink it as often, but oh God, I do love the smell of coffee. Even when I'm not drinking it, I will just stand by a coffee machine and sniff it in. I promise you I will. I don't think I like coffee though, but I'm also not sure if I like it. I get what you're saying, but I don't get what you're saying. I forget what I was planning on doing. Then maybe I've just come by for a quick snack. But just like how I can't remember if I like or dislike coffee, I can't remember if I like or dislike croissants or lemon bars. Lemon bars are awesome. I have to retrace my steps and figure out what I came in here for. Oh my, who are you? I've seen your face before, but, I didn't know it was you. Hello. That's when my eyes land on him. What a looker. Wait, get a hold of yourself. Sitting at a table by a bookshelf, the extremely handsome man types at a laptop that looks dreadfully old. I'm not really focused on the outdated technology, though. I'm focusing on his everything else. Sounds like me. He pauses to run his fingers through his lavender-dusted hair, brushing most of it out of his eyes. The skin of his rather impressive-looking forearms, sneaking out from under rolled-up sleeves, is sun-kissed and sweet-looking. His entire manner of dress feels odd to me, but I don't know why. Dark purplish colors accentuated by gold accessories and trims match his hair. But my eyes can't stop. No, that's not right. They refuse to move away from his bountiful bosom. My God, yes, bless the gods that they made this man so beautiful. Clap it up, everybody. Clap it up. This is already a 10 out of 10. I will give it 100. This would be another 100. I haven't had 100 on this channel in a while because some stories kind of blend together and they don't branch out from other things. But there's only like 3 games that after I gave them a 10 out of 10, I was like, that's an instant 100. I don't push to 100. Don't push to 100. The sheer cloth stretch across his chest leaves only a little to the imagination. But that is all right. My imagination is as boundless as he is. Yeah, that sounds like me. This must be me. The man's gaze rise. I've been staring for longer than socially acceptable after all. He flashes an inviting smile, taps a few more things on his laptop, and closes the lid, sitting back and taking a sip from his mug. His gaze wanders away, but his smile does not fade. Okay. Keep it cool. Hold on. Breath check. We're good. I brushed my teeth today. Yay. I figured out whatever I was doing after I speak to this man. I'll be quick, really. I will. But maybe I should get a drink while I'm here. As they say, when in Rome, do as Romans do. Though I'm not sure if that applies to cafes where you're supposed to get a drink or a snack. Okay, so... he lit up. Okay, hello. I walk up to the barista. They seem kind of bored until they see me, giving a small wave. Good morning. The sun is shining nice today, isn't it? Okay. I don't know why I gave him that excited voice, because no one's excited to work at a coffee place. Usually people get headaches sniffing coffee all day. I totally wish I was at home enjoying the weather, but my shift is almost over. Yeah, the weather is great. I can't remember what the weather is. I'll just take a coffee with lots of cream and sugar. That's how I take my coffee. The barista gives a nod, punching it into the register. It's an old-timey one, which is mildly fascinating. When it comes time to pay, I go to pull my wallet out of my pocket, but it's not there. Surely, I have a wallet, right? Trying not to seem frantic, I pat myself down, jamming my hands into every pocket, but I come up empty. Shoot, sorry, can I cancel? I guess I left my wallet at home. Oh boy, that is like so scary to me. I have social anxiety. That to me is the most terrifying thing that could happen to me, is me leaving my freaking wallet and not being able to pay for something, whether it be a grocery store or whatever. My face heats up in embarrassment, no matter how hard I will it not to. Moments like these are almost as embarrassing as the ones where my card gets declined. They give me a symbolic look. Just when they were about to cancel, though, a strong voice carries itself across the cafe. Don't worry. Oh my. Put it on my tab, will you? He paid for my drink. This man paid for my drink. Now my face burns for an entirely different sort of embarrassment. My mind races with thinking up an appropriate apology and expression my gratitude, of course. You're always so nice, sir. So the barista calls back and they run the transaction through. I stand there at the counter dumbly. The barista turns away and grabs a coffee cup, adding in plenty of sugar first. In an effort to cooling my head off so I can at least pretend to be calm when I meet my coffee savior, I open my mouth. Do you have plans after work then? Or just want to enjoy the sun? The barista pauses and continues to fill the cup with sugar. That's how much sugar is he putting? I just need 3 scoops of sugar and I'm good. Not really. Just don't want to be here. But I did have a new toy for my darling little snake, so I'll set it up. Plus, he'll be hungry, I bet, and when he gets hungry, he starts eyeing his own tail. Honestly, he acts like I've never fed him in his life. Anyways, here you go. They hand me a mug with tan-colored coffee. Steam rises from it, and I take it carefully. Oh, thanks. Hope you get off soon so you can take care of your pet. Thanks, me too. Then he leans in, dropping his voice to a whisper. Subconsciously, I lean in too. By the way, Yona over there really is nice, but he's always alone. Make sure you treat him super nice, Kay. I swallow, thank them for the coffee again, and nod. Well, I guess we should go over and meet our new coffee savior, if that's what the game wants to call him. Steeling myself for the inevitable, I take a deep breath, turn around, and immediately get caught up in how beautiful this man's eyes are again. With a wary smile, he beckons me over. I hold fast to the mug. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so it's only him I can click on. That's fine. I sit down across from him. Thanks for paying. And immediately blow my first impression. Seriously, how lame can I be? But Yona seems to not mind, chuckling. He takes a sip of his coffee. No worries. I recognize you by the door. I'm a big fan, you know. So I jumped at the opportunity to help you. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, stop, Yona. I'm sorry, he is just too fine. Look at him. Don't you dare be so handsome. Apologies if I overstep my boundaries. Wait, you recognize me? Hold on, that brings up a very good question. Who am I? When I walk through the front door of the cafe, I have forgotten what I plan to do once inside. Which is normal. Walking through doors seems to make people forget that sort of stuff all the time. That's why I was intent in retracing my steps, up until Yona met my gaze and I moved it down the list of priorities. I hadn't stopped to realize I can't remember anything at all. This is going to prove troublesome, isn't it? I mean, yeah, because if he asks me about myself, I can't give him any information. I don't know anything about myself. What do I know? I'm an amnesiac. Even my name eludes me. It's Voyia, but whatever. Yona seems to know who I am, though. I must be somewhat famous enough, even though I can't remember what I could be famous for. The man across from the table sits his mug down, and I notice it's half empty, filled with pure black coffee. Of course, who wouldn't recognize one of the most famous detectives of all time? You're like a modern-day Sherlock Holmes, someone right out of an Agatha Christie book. So I just glanced over and saw that this says journal, and my oh my, I did not know that was there. Let me zoom in for y'all, just in case it's too small for y'all to read, because I can't see it at all. A handsome man who comes to the cafe rather often. His name is Yona, and one of the baristas told me he is often alone. Okay, and what's this? An inventory. A notepad. A blank notepad found in the inner pocket of my coat. It makes me feel like an absolutely have to take down some notes. Maybe we could take down a couple of notes about Yona. Never know. And a coffee. I prefer my coffee with plenty of cream and sugar. The plain stuff is just too bitter. Yona seems to like his coffee black as the night. Okay, so we just got information on Yona. Our character's obsessed with Yona. Perfect. Sherlock Holmes? Really? Yona considers for a moment, thoughtful. Actually, my latter assessment might be closer to reality. You're Hercule Poirot in the flesh. I scratch my chin, trying to recall any sort of memory that would make that sound believable to me. Me? A famous detective? For some reason, it's hard to believe. Sensing such disbelief, Yona waves a hand, dismissing both his thoughts and mine. I did see something else pop in the journal. Hercule Poirot. I hope I said his name right. The main detective in many of Agatha Christie's stories. His methods of solving mysteries are rather conventional and strict, and he constantly says his success rate due to his little. The screen is just so tiny. I mean, the words are just so tiny. Due to his little gray cells, sometimes he refers to himself in the third person, and sometimes he refers to himself as another person entirely. Okay. Glad to know that's how you think of me. I hope I didn't offend. I suppose you probably get compared to fictional detectives often. I know how tiring comparisons like that can be. Really? Who do you get compared to then? Yeah, if you say such a thing. It has to be Adonis. Sorry, I read that in Jonas voice, and I don't believe that Jonas, he was the one that said that yet. It has to be Adonis. That's what it says. It was my voice that was saying it. No. Well, it might be just that. He certainly looks the part. Yona wastes no time with answering the question as if he was prepared for this. His glasses shine, almost menacingly. A Greek god Adonis. It's like he's reading our mind. That's kind of scary. Now, who is the Greek god Adonis? Let's go down. Greek god of beauty and desire. Okay, that's pretty much all I need to know. He was the lover of both Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and Persephone, the queen of the underworld. Huh. Okay. It was said that he was so exceedingly handsome that Zeus had to step in to solve the dispute between the two women. Okay. Interesting. That's fair, alright. It takes every effort of every fiber in my entire being to not fall right off the chair from internal embarrassment. Can he read minds? Is that so? I wouldn't have made the connection at all, really. Yona says nothing, simply smiling. I wonder if he can see through me. Maybe I should move into the next topic for my own sake. So, if you know who I am, who are you? My, what a broad question to ask. He pushes his glasses, grinning from ear to ear like I said some sort of secret joke. I didn't think it was all that out of the ordinary, though. Should I be more specific? That might help. I'm terrible at talking about myself, especially when you really don't give me much to go off of. Okay, what should I ask? Your name. The barista said that your name was Yona. They told you correctly. You can indeed refer to me as Yona. Oh my God, Yona? Oh my God. Why is my face so hot? Oh my God. I need to stop for this man ends up being a killer. I know I just fall for them every time. It's honestly such a pretty name. I think it suits you, really. Yona doesn't say anything immediately to that, as if he might be lost in thoughts. His thoughts, excuse me, I messed up. I'm seeing, look, he's already got me flustered. I'm stumbling over my words. My word, Yona. His expression doesn't change, though, even when he finally responds. He continues to wear the ever-pleasant smile. Do you think so? Of course. I wouldn't say something like that and not mean it, trust me. Yona nods and says nothing further about this. Do you have any other questions? Okay. What do you do for a living? I'm a writer. He gestures to the laptop, patting its closed lid gently. Really? What sort of stuff do you write? He considers the follow-up question for a moment or two, thoughtful. Mainly mystery novels, sometimes horror novels. I'm quite a fan of lockroom mysteries, and I tend to specialize in them. At least, they are the most fun for me to figure out. They don't sell well nowadays, so I got another little journal update. A specific subgenre of mystery stories that are also called the impossible crime stories, a crime scene which seems inaccessible from the outside in such a way that shoo might be the first thought and not murder. Okay, I mean, it was just giving us little intricacies. Don't be mad at me, okay, if I don't read it all. It's just kind of giving you information about what they're talking about, so you're not lost, okay? So you know what a locker room mystery is. In general, I mean, they used to be quite popular back in the day, as they were. To compare to your other things, then, and other people, other things too. My other novels are pretty standard fare, I would say. Is there anything else you would like to ask? Yes, for your phone number. My God, you are so fine. Oh my goodness. Why do you look so good? Do you have any hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? Fun? Yeah, like hobbies, knitting, golfing, drawing. I can't remember for the life of me what I enjoy doing for fun. Maybe Yona telling me about his will jumpstart part of my memory. Yona considers the possibilities, thoughtful. I enjoy reading, but this may come from being a novelist. I do enjoy researching all about coffee, however. Coffee? I mean, I get it, you're in a cafe, not coffee. You're in a cafe. My brain is fried today. Jonah's just melting away the rest of my brain cells. You're in a cafe, but I can't just assume everybody that's in a cafe just likes coffee. Sometimes you're just studying. He holds his cup up as if displaying a sample in an experiment and considers that, too, with the tilt of his head. Coffee. Tasting, sampling, brewing, mixing. I even frequently travel to coffee bean fields just to take in the scent and roast the beans in a specific personal way. Like how some people are all about wine tasting, wine making. That is how I treat coffee. In fact, someday his words catch in his throat and he hesitates. It's the first time I've seen him close to nervous since I sat down with him. Aw, Yona, do you want to own your own coffee bean field? That's cute. You can say it. I hate, like, when I'm on a date with a guy and, like, he's telling me about, like, his goals and his dreams and stuff. And he's like, oh, man, you don't want to hear about this. Yes, I do. I don't care if you like, listen, I want to make my own conditioner brand. Do it. Yeah. Like, I want to hear about it. What are some of the things you studied about it? You know, tell me what you're thinking. Matter of fact, tell me you guys' life goals. Even if it's just like, I want to sit on the couch for the rest of my life and eat potato chips. Tell me that. What do you guys want to do in the comment section below? He shakes his head. Never mind. It isn't important. I want to ask him what he's going to say, but maybe I should focus on something else. Okay? Where are you from? Are you from around here? I say the question easily, like I was born to. But, I mean, he did say we were a detective. Yona's posture changed just ever so slightly. Almost imperceptibly, he sits just a little bit straighter, smiles just a little bit smaller. I think I wasn't supposed to ask something like that. He might have had a bad home life, or maybe all of his family are dead. I think about apologizing, then he finally speaks. No. His tone is cool and even. I am from dreams. He says it so seriously that I have no choice but to believe him. I'm not certain you would understand. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else, Yona. Again, your phone number, email. How do you talk to people? Email, what? Messenger, what do you have? Instagram, give it to me. Twitter or X, if you call it that. Whatever it is, I want it. I think that's it. So we got another journal update. Let's see. Oh no, we didn't get a journal update. What was that? Was it here? Okay. Yona told me he really enjoys everything there is to do with coffee. He told me that he originates from dreams. He works as a mystery and a horror novelist. Okay, so we just got a little extra razzle dazzle on Yona. I was gonna call him Jonas. Jesus. I don't have any other questions to ask right now, probably. I made you talk a lot, though. Sorry about that. He waves a hand, dismissing the thought of being a bother with a serene smile. And I enjoy having someone to talk about myself, too. It isn't too often that such an opportunity comes up. Oh my goodness, Yona. By the way, this might be a very long one. I do apologize. It's unfortunate, but not too many people talk to me. Really? I'm glad to be able to help then. Oh, Yona. This is so sweet. Is there a reason why you're always alone, though? I do a lot of writing here in this place. I would assume that people generally being considerate and not wanting to bother me. Oh, wait. I'm not bothering him, am I? My worries must have been written all across my face because he chuckles. It's all right. It was I who invited you over for a chat after all. I gotta take a break. I need to cool down. You know how you're talking to a guy and the reason why you never wear a thin shirt on a first date because your nipples get hard? That's kind of what's happening right now. That's why I hate dates and I don't wear thin shirts. I wear jackets over shirts and stuff because, you know, sometimes those guys be having that razzle dazzle, that little riz, if you will. You know, your kids call it riz nowadays. I'm talking like as if I'm super old. Anyways, people call it riz nowadays and stuff, but he's definitely got it because I would have been just hypnotized by this man. You didn't encroach upon my work time whatsoever. I'm ahead of schedule at any rate, so I can afford a little, how shall I say this, goofing off? No. Right, goofing off. He's so cute. Is this what goofing off is to him? He must be quite dedicated to his work. I'd love to hear about your novels. Wait, does that sound too eager? If you'd like to share with me, of course. I add that last line hastily. Yona places his chin in his palms, leaning on his elbows. Why, of course I shall tell you about them. But I do think it's better if you'd read one of them yourself. At least one. How many books have you written? He winks. Dozens. It'll take you weeks to get through them all. Weeks? I have ADHD, sir. It would take me months, almost probably years, to finish dozens of books. For people who don't know, dozen equals 12, okay? He's written dozens of books. Unless they're like maybe 5 chapters in the book, I'm probably not gonna finish it. I'm not gonna finish like at least like 6 of them, thousands of them. I'm not gonna finish like, if you got thousands of books, that's gonna be my lifetime. I would have to quit editing, quit working on videos, and just sit and read. But I'm sure you have all the time in the world. Unfortunately, I do not have any more time for the day. It's getting rather late, so I should get going now. Yona, don't leave. Yona says this as he looks at the clock on the wall. The sun golden rays coat the floor of the cafe. My eyes glance at the window to see the day slip by, slowly but surely. I assumed this moment would never end. In fact, I don't want it to end. Swallowing such a shameful thought, I turn back to Yona, who wears that soft smile, those eyes that drill right through the very core of my being. I almost forget how to speak. Well, see each other again, right? He gives me a look. It's one that I can't well describe. It almost looks like one of hunger. If you hungry, I got something for you to eat. Don't even worry, baby. I got it for you. Oh my goodness, I love you, Daddy. See what these visual novels do to you? I gotta stop reading these type of visual novels. I have a feeling we have met for some reason. A classic line straight out of a romance novel. At least it sounds like something that'd be from one. It goes straight through my heart and out the other end at any rate. Yona doesn't seem to notice, or maybe he does and simply doesn't care, just how utterly love-struck I've become. We'll be seeing each other in the next few days and beyond. I did talk about myself today, but I want to get to know you tomorrow. Uh-oh. How are we going to respond to that? Because we don't know each other, nothing. We don't know nothing about each other. Maybe when we go home, we'll figure some stuff out. He says tomorrow, definitely, as if there's not even a shadow of a doubt that we wouldn't cross paths once more. He definitely looks hungry, like he wants to devour me. My face heats up. Yona takes to his feet. He already puts his laptop away without me even realizing. So caught up was I in his voice and looks and words. Absolutely, he is divine. He never stops smiling. I'll say it again and again. He never stopped smiling, that dreamy smile. Again, it was a pleasure to meet you, Detective. I'll see you tomorrow. Sleep well. I can't. You too. I would sleep better if you were next to me, but thank you. Leaving me no room to respond, Yona picks up the cup he had been sipping from all day. He drops it off on the countertop, behind which the barista is busy cleaning the espresso machine. Yona does not look back when he exits the cafe abruptly, leaving me behind. I sigh a quite heavy sigh, burying my face in my hands. Why is it that I feel like I want to be devoured by him? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. That sounds bad, doesn't it? It sounds, well, anyway. I want to take stock of this somewhat strange day. I breathe in, then out. In, then out. I feel remarkably calm, even when I realize I didn't really get anywhere in learning who I was. Well, I did learn I was a world-famous detective. I suppose that counts for something. A sigh escapes my lips, and my shoulders slump forward in defeat, burying my face in my hands. Now, why wouldn't we, I have like a feeling that, dang it, I'm hitting stuff. I have a feeling that Yona knows me, and it's kind of weird that I like, he knows me, like he's like, oh, this is our little role-playing thing. Like, he might be my boyfriend, and I don't even realize it. That's the crazy part. But another thing that I am kind of picking up, I know I'm being a little horny demon, but listen, I just have like this like weird hunch that Devour is not what like cause he almost looks like a vampire. He's got red eyes, kind of like what was it, lavender ish, ashy lavender, whatever the color is, hair. Like it's almost as if he's a vampire, which is scary. Like that's a little scary, but in a good way. So maybe he's been stalking me. Who knows? Like maybe he's my stalker since I'm a world famous detective. Burying my face in my hands, I stayed like that for a moment. The sun was completely set by now, and the fluorescent light overhead flickered once, briefly. The cafe is silent. Besides the barista, I am the only one that remains. Somehow, though, I get the sense that Yona remains too. At least his presence lingers all around me. I struggle to see. He might be stalking us. I promise y'all, he's stalking me. I struggle to not think of where he's gone for the night. Does he have a home in this town? I presume so. At least someone of his caliber must have an expensive roof over his head. I wonder how he decorates. It would be something charming and elegant, just like the man seems to be himself. Does he live on his own, or does he live with a family he does not want to tell me about? I mean, when you say family, do you mean like mom and dad and brother and sister, or do you mean wife, 4 kids, maybe a grandmother? Because I would still, while in real life, I would never do this. In this game, I probably still try. Sighing, I shake my head. I really shouldn't bother with such thoughts for the moment. For the next few moments, I wonder about where I'm supposed to stay. Is my house around here, or am I just visiting? If the latter, then where? I surely can't sleep out here in the streets, but it wouldn't make sense for a detective to not have a bed, especially someone as famous as I supposedly am. I think for a few moments. It feels like the answer is on the tip of my tongue. Come on, think. The answer to my problem is in my inner coat pocket. Okay, we got something at least. I just have a feeling this is completely and utterly true. Without a moment's delay, I reach inside and find a thin piece of plastic within. It's labeled the Night Castle Hotel. Flipping it over, it tells me the specific room number, and the card belongs to 225. That's right. I do remember staying in an extremely fancy hotel. Something updated. No, it was this. There it is. We have the thing. It's a key card to the Night Castle Hotel, which is next to the cafe. The room number is 225. At least we have somewhere to lay our head. I do remember staying in an extremely fancy hotel. I'm relieved to know I didn't lose the card. I don't know what I would have done if I had. Slept on the street, probably. Maybe just sleep on a couch at the hotel lobby or something. But I'm surely would have called the police on me for loitering, and that wouldn't go over with my superiors. Probably. I tuck the card back into my coat inner pocket. When I stand, my feet become leaden and heavy. It makes it a little difficult to move. I'll just have to deal with it for now. All right. Thank you for the coffee. I take my own cup to the counter, realizing I didn't drink much of it at all, sitting in next to Jonas. The barista noticed me and winks. His face flushes. I chew on my bottom lip. Giving a small wave of farewell, I hurry out of the cafe, pleased to learn that I did not forget what has just happened upon exiting. I mean, yeah, at least you have this memory, I guess, of Yona. Watch us end up being in the same hotel. The bell chimes. The cool, fresh air fills my lungs to their capacity. Such air from outside of the cafe is so crisp in contrast with the ambient warmth of the inside. Finding a new sense of resolve due to the atmosphere out here, I straighten my back and take a few steps out into the road. I turn around to survey the front of the cafe and surrounding areas. It has a somewhat gothic, old-fashioned exterior. Somehow, it feels exactly like the type of place that not only I would go to myself, but a place I'd find someone like Yona in. To the left of it is a used bookstore. A lamp glows softly behind the frosted glass windows, but the sign reads closed. Beyond the bookstore lies an ice cream parlor. Yay, ice cream! We get ice cream now. No, ice cream. Well, no, there's ice cream coffee. Ice cream and the coffee goes together. Like the bookstore, the shop appears to be closed. Its windows shuttered. Spring hasn't come, so there's no way a place like that would be open for the season yet. To the right of the cafe looms a grand hotel. The building is so tall that it pierces the clouds themselves. No matter how far I crane my neck, I can't see the top of it. This must be the Night Castle Hotel where I am staying. To the right of the hotel is a fish and game shop. There are displays of wooden fish, deers, and rabbits on the outside. Oh, I don't know why that's made me. That sounds weird. And the awning is torn, but it otherwise also appears to be closed. Somehow, I feel disappointed. Oh, she wanted to go play with the fishies and stuff and the bunnies and stuff. I look back towards the cafe where the barista had come to the stand of the window to flip the sign from open to close. It really must be getting late. Without further ado, I pass through the revolving doors of the hotel. I have no problems calling an elevator up to the second floor. There doesn't seem to be many people out at this time. Even the front desk was unmanned. Approaching room 225, I swipe the card and the door beeps softly and allows me entry. Once inside and after I close the door behind me, I'm overcome with a sudden wave of fatigue. I don't bother getting changed. I barely have the awareness to take my shoes off before climbing into bed. Ew! You put your outside clothes in the bed. My eyes slip closed and I fall into a deep slumber. Oh my, oh my. She put her dirty outside clothes in the bed. Disgusting. The bell rings above my head. It's really quite a pleasant sound. Soothing. Like yesterday, the scent of freshly ground coffee envelopes me. That, too, is soothing, even if I don't care much for the taste. I force my eyes to scan the entire scene before looking towards the corner for him. I don't want to be disappointed prematurely. Oh yeah, she's got to look for her man, of course. Like, why wouldn't she? 1 second, you guys. Because I, sure enough, would have probably looked for him. The barista manning the counter is different. They don't seem particularly interested in doing work. Instead, they're playing on a handheld game console. Okay. 2 customers are present today. A man at his laptop who looks very disgruntled and a woman reading a book, calm and serene. They might be fun to speak with, but now, of course, I allow myself to glance towards the table Yona and I sat at the previous day. Hi, Yona. I would have immediately walked up to him. There, Yona sits, beautiful and elegant as ever. He brushes his hair back with his fingers, even though not too much has fallen in his face. Though he has his computer with him, it lays closed and off to the side. Instead, he reads from a book with a black cover. I can't see the title from over here. He brings his mug to his lips, sipping peacefully, beautifully. I swallow something thick. A frog caught in my throat. I want to so badly say that I had the dreamless night, but I can't. I'd even rather say I had a nightmare, but I can't. You see, my dreams were filled with Yona. Even saying it like this in my internal monologue makes me feel like someone entirely and wholly love-struck. In this dream, that seemed to last for hours. Ugh! Should I remember the dream? Yes, we are going to remember the dream. What happened with Yona? I don't know whether I can actually stop myself now that I have already started remembering it. Oh, I'm so excited for this dream. Oof. It began in my hotel room, at least I think. It looked like a hotel room at any rate. I was about to get in bed and rest for the night when a knock came at my door. Even though it was late, I didn't see a reason not to answer it. But I did grumble the entire way to the door. Of course you would. Nobody wants to open a door at night. My complaints died on my lips, though, when I saw it was Yona. We didn't speak aloud anyway. Somehow we knew what the other was thinking. He took me by the hand, leaving me barely enough time to close and lock the door behind us both. He led me to the bed. There, we embraced one another. I lay down in the bed. Oh my God, it's a schmex scene, okay? So don't get on me and be like, oh my God, she's getting freaky. She's gonna read it. I am gonna read it, okay? I'm just gonna block out any words about sucking, slurping, gobbling, drizzling on my mouth, all that stuff. Yeah, we're not gonna say it out loud, okay? I lay down in the bed, arms spread out on either side of myself. He straddled my waist, leaning down. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, it's getting too hot. And then, Yona. What? Wait. Oh, it must have been that time of the month. Oh, it happens to women. You know, sometimes you be getting. Yeah, you should tell him he devoured you. It was that time of the month. It's okay. Yeah. Like, just be like, my bad. I didn't know. You just thought you were really, wet. That's all. You thought you were a little creamsicle, and it turns out you're more of a juicy apple or something red. Just think of something red. He began with my heart. Oh, what? Okay, this was different. Cutting it out with his fingers as sharp as a beast's claws. While it was still beating in his hand, he bit into it, blood dripping down his chin. Strands of his bangs fell against his muscle, blood coating the tips of his soft hair. Even after his second and third bite, my heart continued to beat. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. I watched him slowly eat my heart. I didn't stop him. I don't know how long it took him. Once finished, he leaned down and kissed me on the lips. I taste my own blood on his tongue. It really embarrassing to admit, but I wanted to devour him too. I bared my teeth and I sank it into his neck and I drew blood. We consumed each other piece by piece, kiss by kiss, until there was nothing of either of us left. Hold on. Wait a second. I really shouldn't be remembering this when he's right in front of me. Yes, this is something you keep to yourself. Because I'm thinking he's about to beat the booty cheeks up, right? Like, I'm thinking he about to have me on the bed, throwing it back, and him trying to contain himself while he's got his 12-incher in me. And this is what I got. All right. Okay. I guess I'm not getting a 12-incher tonight. I squeezed my eyes shut tight and exhaled a forced breath. Yona suddenly looked up from his book, and a grin blooms on his features. He's peering at me, and he looks really happy to see me. Awkwardly, I give him a small wave. He waves back, gesturing towards the seat across from him. I nod, holding up one palm to signal for him to please wait for a moment or two. I should get something to drink, but first, patting my pockets, I pull out my wallet. It was in the hotel room. Well, at least we found our wallet. Hopefully there's like hold on, is it in an inventory? Yeah. My wallet. Inside are 3 credit cards, a folding paper star, and it doesn't seem to have an ID of any sorts. What kind of freaking detective are we? We don't have an ID or anything. Are detectives supposed to have like certification cards or something? I don't know. I had noticed it when I awoke this morning, and I was certain not to forget it the second time. I put the wallet into my pocket right next to the key card. Well, at least we can pay for our own drink. Okay. I think it's letting me pick now. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff we can click on. Maybe I'll go through all of it. Like, not all of it. I'll click on some stuff. Yeah, there's stuff for us to click on. I'll click on some stuff, but I'm not going to click on everything, okay? So don't get upset with me if I don't click on absolutely everything, okay? Okay? Okay. As long as we know. What is this? An espresso machine. Since I've only ever gotten coffee that doesn't contain espresso, I've never seen it being used. I wonder if Yona prefers espresso or plain coffee, or does he like them both for different reasons? I don't really like espresso though, but if I got a shot, would Yona be impressed? This girl is just obsessed with Yona now. It's just Yona, Yona, Yona. My God. Before I can think of ordering a shot of espresso, the barista glares at me. Guess I should. Oh God, the barista's angry too. And this is a different barista. He has blonde hair. Guess I should move away from here for now. Hello, barista man. Or ma'am. Whichever one you want to be called. Or person. The barista looks up when I approach the counter. I give them a few moments to notice me. It is the polite thing to do. They continue to play their game. I can sort of see the screen from a vantage point. They seem to be playing a platformer, controlling a white-haired man and destroying various undead creatures. My brain went, Devil May Cry, but I don't know. I clear my throat, hoping I don't sound too impatient. Their fingers do not stop hitting buttons, but they do look up, and they don't seem to be pleased. Why do I feel kind of bad for interrupting them? What is it? I'd like to order. Are you sure? The question throws me off so bad I can't answer right away. Am I sure I want to order something at the cafe? Is that what they're asking me? Well, am I sure I want to order? Yes, we're here to order something, Jesus. Yes, I'm sure. I'd just like to take a regular coffee with a lot of cream and sugar, please. They roll their eyes, turning back to their game. They pause it, put the handheld to sleep, and stand up. They do not speak the entire rest of the time they brewed the coffee, adding a copious amount of sugar and cream. They don't even look at me. Unceremoniously, they hand me a mug of piping hot coffee. That'll be $25.25. Item obtained coffee. Sorry? They rolled their eyes again, tapping their foot against the floor. $25.25. Pay up or leave. $25 and 25 cents? I'd have been like, you know what? Keep the coffee. I'm sorry. That much for a single cup of coffee? Maybe it's the sugar and the cream. Are they charging extra for basic condiments? Oh, well, it's already made, so it'll be a waste to tell them to throw it out. Though I am reluctant to do so, I hand over my credit card. The barista swipes it without a care in the world before handing it back. Now I feel extra terrible for Yona having to pay for me yesterday. I really have to make it up to him. Okay. I mean, I guess I can click on him again, but I don't know if I want to bother him. Because no one has came in and no one else has needed anything from behind the bar, the barista remains seated on a stool with their legs propped up on an empty cardboard box. I almost don't want to approach them again, but, well, I figure I might as well get another drink because, well, my throat is parched. I'm so thirsty. I feel like I might die. Maybe that's a little overkill. Maybe it's not. Maybe I will partially die. You know, just a little bit. Just a little bit of death. I don't know if that's possible or not. Anyway, I just want something to drink. So, I grin and bear with their terrible bedside manners. Not bedside. That's the wrong word. I meant customer service manners. That sounds not a lick better. It really doesn't. It's all bad. When I approached the counter, they predictably did not look up. They continued mashing the buttons on their handheld. They must know I'm here, though, because I swear I saw their eyebrows twitch. Sorry. Hey, excuse me? They don't answer. Hello, can you hear me? They don't answer. I guess this is just like if I ignore her long enough, she'll go away. In a minute, I'm going to go grab my water because my voice is starting to go away. I'd like to order. It'll only take a moment. They heave an incredibly heavy sigh, like they're breathing out all the air in the entire world. The barista pauses the game and gets to their feet. Setting the handheld off to the side, wordlessly, they stand behind the counter waiting. Well, what would you recommend? What? You're not getting the same thing? What an indecisive loser. No, I just wanted to branch out, expand my tastes, really. What would you suggest for someone who wants to really get into it? They consider the question, thoughtful for the first time since I've spoken to them. The heavenly haze. The what? It's on our secret menu. God, you don't know anything, do you? In an effort not to appear like a loser in front of this likely teenager, I shake my head. I've heard of it. I have, true and honest. I just haven't looked at it lately, so I must have forgotten, you know. I'll take a heavenly haze, large. The barista doesn't say anything else after that. They simply turn around, pulling all kinds of contraptions out of various cabinets, all kinds of ingredients. My goodness. They say goodness too. What did I get myself caught up in? As they set up twisting tubes and what appears to be a chemistry flask, I call to them from behind. One question, could you remind me of the price? Without looking over at me and also without stopping the setup, they began the brewing process, then replied, $72.27. Take it or leave it. Outrageous! I expected it to be somewhat more expensive than the price of a regular coffee, but this? Should I take out a loan just for coffee? Like, at this point, if you drink coffee every day and then the cups are $25.25 or 20 or 72 whatever, yeah, take out a loan. And I think I saw the thing update coffee prices. Coffee prices seem to be on the rise. I can't believe a single cup of coffee, a simple cup of plain coffee at that costs $25.25. That feels exceedingly criminal. Yes, it does. Absolutely. That's why I'm glad I make coffee at home. Though I suggest taking it since I've already added in some rare beans, it'll cost you anyway. Oh, no, I wouldn't dream of turning down Heavenly Haze. I do quite enjoy them. This earns a curious pause out of them, but they continue. Time passes in silence after that. I'm grateful no other customer came in and needed something, but it takes what seems like forever for the barista to finish this single cup of coffee. I wonder if I would have gotten it quicker if I gotten a small instead of a large. When it's done, the barista dutifully puts all the equipment and other items away. Only once the counter is back to normal do they turn to me. They hand me the cup. The liquid inside is still boiling. No, it's not boiling at all, but simply bubbling. Okay. So they gave me a cup of witch's brew. Thank you. An insanely priced cup of coffee that took at least 10 minutes to either brew or alchemize. That's funny. A witch brew, like I said. A puff of smoke erupts from the dark brown liquid, forming a skull that dissipates into the air. Must be a trick of the light, that's all. I just saw normal steam wrong. I'm hesitant to take it, especially for such a large price, but I don't like to waste any food or drink. Right, I don't like to be wasteful to anything I do. I remember now. So we're slowly getting bits and pieces back of who we are and what we do and stuff, which is a good thing. So I'm kind of happy about that. I hand over my credit card, feeling the frown I'm wearing become part of my very essence of being. They take the plastic like I'm not handing over nearly $750. If Yona comes here so often, he must be rich. Is that it? Oh, yes, that'll do. Thank you. You know, even though they're rude, I am happy for my character that they absolutely was very, very nice. I was probably just going to tell me it's baked goods. Again, I'm going to go back through here again and click on all this so you guys can see it. But right now, I'm ready to talk to Yona. Let's go ahead and talk to Yona. Yona looks like he's been expecting me. When I approach the table, I don't say anything, waiting for him instead to say something. It's hard not to be excited, but flashes of my dream I had last night appeared in my mind every time I blinked my eyes. He doesn't look up, chuckling quietly a few moments later. I did offer you a seat with me already, did I not? Oh my God, Yona, stop it. Oh yes, I suppose you did. I sit down across from him. He closes the book, setting it off to the side, and takes a sip of his coffee. He peers over the rim of his glasses at both the cups I set onto the counter. Oh boy. Daring today, aren't we? You, do know what you're drinking, correct? Lots of cream and sugar? No. The other one. The Heavenly Haze. Oh, I see. You meant that one. Of course I do. I say that with a smile, but the truth is, I have no idea what it is at all. At the very least, it won't be able to kill me, or else they wouldn't sell it. Right? Yona watches me for a few more moments before simply smiling and nodding. Even I'm not that much of a coffee fanatic to drink something like that. You're bolder than I first thought you were. It's, shall we say, endearing. I am butter in this man's hot hands. Oh my God. I am chocolate in this man's hot pockets. I am the cheese in his hot pocket. And now I want him to fill me like a hot pocket. This is why I can't play games like this. I can't. I can't. This isn't for me. I'm going to be in a loony bin and they're going to be like, why are you here? Huh? You don't seem like a crazy person. And then they're going to show me one visual novel guy and I'm going, blah, 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 blah. Just going to go crazy in my straight jacket. I'm going to go crazy in my straight jacket. A blush rises to my cheeks. Thank you. I get it all the time. Maybe that sounds less convincing, but it's not like I can take back what I said. The words have already left my mouth. Yona raises an eyebrow, somewhat concerned. Really? Then you have built up quite a tolerance to all its little quirks. Sure have, yep, but why don't we talk about something else now? It's a hard topic change, and I'm sure Yona can sense my unease and nervousness, but he does not question it further. I mean, he could assume that maybe you've drunk a lot of coffee, so you're probably got the jitters, you know. Very well then. Anyway, did you get a good night's sleep after we parted? My face heats up, and my gaze immediately turns away. I sure did. But, I can't say that. Unfortunately, I took too long to answer this simple attempt at small talk, and Yona picks up on it. He frowns, concern written across his face. Oh dear, you must have had a nightmare then. A nightmare, he says. I'm sorry for making you remember such a terrible thing. No, you've got it all wrong. For some reason, I thoroughly enjoyed the fact that you ate my heart and I ate yours. For other reasons, I want it to happen again. I take a deep breath, stilling myself, trying to think of what to say. How do I explain this without sounding like a deranged lunatic? After all, who dreams something like that a day after meeting someone? Who fantasizes about being devoured in the first place? My eyes meet his once more with some level of difficulty. How should I put it? On future thought, it was very nice. Yeah, sure. I had a really nice dream. You were there. I instantly regret saying that, but it's too late. The words have already tumbled out of my mouth. Whatever, I'm thankful I at least left out a few details. Yona tilts his head, my admission giving him pause, and then his cheek flush, and he smiles a different sort of smile that makes him seem livelier than ever somehow. He's alive too, just as I am. Bashful after he recovered from his initial shock, he looks away, tracing random patterns into the table with his fingertips. Is that so? I'm flattered to think I've already made such an impression on you. Well, he clears his throat, trying to seem a bit more professional. This only makes my face feel even warmer. I feel lightheaded. It really is flattering, I assure you. No wonder you didn't want to tell me at first. But it's nothing to be embarrassed about. In fact, I think it's entirely natural for humans to have that sort of reaction. Here's my thing. It's okay to have that little reaction when you're with somebody. It is not okay to, oh man, I want this man to eat me. Start with my toes and go on up. That's not the reaction you should be having. So you say, but I don't think dreaming of eating one another is natural. Something just tells me that. I avert my gaze again, even though he still isn't looking my way. Something just updated. Not the coffee prices. What happened? Something happened. Was it Yona? Was it Yona again? Was it? No. Whatever it is, something updated. Oh, after telling me about his dream, he assures me it is natural reaction. But is it really? Do the desires of humans truly run that dark? Are there people out there that think about being cannibalized and returning the favor every day of their lives, and they think it's sexy? Maybe I might be one of those people. No, it's not normal. I avert my gaze again, even though he still isn't looking my way. But we can't sit like this in silence forever. I clear my throat. Anyway, how about you? How did you sleep last night? Nicely, I hope. He picks up his mug and sips the contents again, taking his time. The smile on his face says that he had a very, very nice night. It was pleasant. What did you dream about, Yona? That's all he ends up saying. Looking over the rim of his glasses again, gazing at me with that same fondness, the same hunger he did last night, as he did in his dream. It's enough to drive anyone mad. I do feel mad. But he says nothing more, whether it's on his quality of sleep or prior night or any next topic. It's almost like he wants me to ask about it. Then, yeah, I mean, let's ask about it. Then you must have had a nice dream. Then the dream you had must have been really nice, I presume. Nice doesn't even begin to describe it. What words would you use to describe it, Yona? In detail, please. In long, breathly, like a lot of breath and breathing and heavy sweating details. Please tell me. You were in my dream after all. And together we had a bountiful feast, you and I. And after, I swallow subconsciously, leaning forward in an attempt to hear him easier. Well, you know. He winks, dropping his gaze, but his smile only broadens. It's a knowing sort of smile. Then we both dreamed of each other, did we? And it seems to have been that sort of dream as well. I'm not really sure what to make of his information. With that being said, maybe he's lying. Surely it isn't a coincidence we both dreamt of the other in that manner? Maybe I'm being too obvious. There's no way he would know. His expression is easy and amicable as he continues to speak, pulling me from my thoughts. You know, this might sound kind of silly, but I really think that we're bound to each other by fate. You might have thought our meeting yesterday was just by chance, and perhaps it is in the end. But I like to think that we were bound together by the thread of some sort. A thread? What do you mean? A thread of fate. What is that? In some folklore, it is said that one is bound to their soulmate via a red thread, tied either to their fingers or around their ankles. Though it is initially tied when they are born and very young, People cannot normally see the thread unless granted access by the matchmaker lunar god Yue Bao. I hope I said their name right. Correct me respectfully. In other words, I think we are destined to have met. I think, no, I believe with my entire heart that we might have known one another in our past life. That we're meant to find each other in every life after the first one. Perhaps it was centuries ago, millennia. Yet, here you and I are. He sips his coffee, the stream threatening to fog his glasses. But he puts the cup back down before that can seriously happen. Here we are indeed, enjoying the atmosphere of the cafe, chatting away about such things. I don't know what to say, so I don't say anything. Really, all I can do is stare at him, my mouth slightly agape, eyes wide. But I have to say something. We already kind of went down the road of saying, yeah, we're destined to be together. So, I like to think that too. Sure. You know, it does sound really silly, but his expression falters slightly. I hurry on with what I was about to say so he doesn't jump to conclusions. I'd like to think such a thing too. He smiles at me again, then leans forward, his voice dropping to a whisper. Fate and time are in love, you know. It's quite sweet, quite admirable. Really? I whisper my word back. Yes, that's why fate knows what it knows before someone is even born. It knows what will happen to any person, to any living being, an entire infinite amount of time before they're even born, let alone physically conceived. So they've made some sort of bargain with one another? He considers, leaning away, his tone returning to a normal volume. At a moment, he seems satisfied and nods. You can say that in a way. I prefer to think of it more as marriage. If not literal, then a marriage of ideals. Ah, a marriage it is. I think about the dream from last night again. Yona's hot lips on my skin, his teeth sinking in. Oh God, just stop. Get a hold of yourself. A marriage is one thing, but that wasn't even close to one at all. You're quite the romantic, Yona. His smile turns shy, somewhat coy. I try to love as much as my body will allow. Don't say that. Don't say that, Yona. Though sometimes it seems my body doesn't allow that much love, and I feel about to burst at the seams. Oh my God. If I had someone to love, and they loved me back. He stalls, kicking his feet under the table, demure, embarrassed. I think it would be a lot easier for me, to be honest. He makes an interesting point, and I think I fell in love with him. I think I could try, at any rate. Before any consequences cross my mind, I blurt something out, my mouth working faster than my mind. Yona, I'd like to ask you something. His attention, though it had already been on me a little bit, snaps to me immediately. He looks at me with a question in his eyes, but he otherwise says nothing, waiting for me to speak. Hold on, what am I doing? My mind finally catches up with me, and I suddenly feel extremely nervous. But I look at Yona. I really look at him, and I feel, oh my God. This is me in a visual novel. The only thing is that this person isn't obsessed with ice cream and doesn't love every flavor of the ice cream, but other than that, or just not a sweet person, I guess, in a sense. Well, no, they are a sweet person because they like a lot of sugar and cream in their coffee. So they gotta love sweets if you like a lot of sugar and cream in your coffee. I want to devour Yona whole. I want to make him part of me. And I want him to do the same for me. I rub the back of my neck, sheepish. It's still embarrassing, so I glance away. Yona, I'm staying in a hotel next door. Do you want to come so that you can see if I can love you? This is my girl. That's right. Go for what you want. That's what I go for it. This seems to catch him off guard. His posture stiffens and he lowers both hands to the table. His gaze falls too. He stays silent for a few moments. If he gets up and be like, no, I can't, sorry, I will cry. I will freaking cry right now. He stays silent for a few moments. Then he looks back up and I manage to catch his eyes. Yona smiles at me, so kindly, so wanting. Yes, why don't we? He abruptly stands up. He holds a hand out for me to take. Again, I just don't think. I immediately take his outstretched hand. Wow, he actually accepts. I didn't think he would. You didn't think he would? The way he's staring? Look at this man. He want it, and I want him. I do. He laces his fingers with mine. His hand is just as warm as I imagined it to be. I look down at our interlocked hands, and butterflies, their wings violently fluttering within, fills my stomach and chest. I can feel and hear my heartbeat in my ears. Yona squeezes my hand and I squeeze his. The other occupants of the building don't matter to me or to him anymore, for we are the only ones that truly exist in this moment. Oh my God. We leave our half-drunken cups on the table and Yona leaves behind all his belongings. And we, apart from the cafe, is he planning on going back to the cafe? That's a little weird. The pair of us go through the revolving doors and into the hotel lobby and up the elevator, holding on to one another like our lives depend on it. The elevator is taking its short trip. Yona turns to me, placing a hand on my cheek. He gazes into my eyes. A flame burns within him, hot and bright, and I can feel it. This must be his love, his boundless love that I am meant to receive. There's no one else on this elevator with us, but even if there was, I wouldn't care. Leaning forward, I close the distance between us, my lips seeking his. He eagerly returns the gesture, sighing into my mouth. Detective. Oh my God. Yes. Sorry. His voice carries some semblance of a warning tone, if playful, but he puts his hands on my shoulders and gently pushes me away. When we part, both of us reluctant to do so, even by a few inches. He's smiling, his face flushed. I want to make him mine. Me too, girl. Me too. Why don't we wait until we're more private? I want him to make me his. You're right. Sorry I got carried away. It's all right. I'm eager myself, you know. It's when the elevator dings and the doors slide open. The hallway that waits in front of us is dimly lit. I take his hand again, leading him down to the room 225. I swipe the key card and the doors open for me without any fanfare. The next few moments blur together. One moment, we haven't even crossed the threshold into the room. The next, we're tumbling into the bed, kicking off shoes and socks haphazardly. Unlike my dream, he is the one that lies in the bed and I am the one that climbs on top of him. Yona peers at me with eager, lustful, hungry eyes, and I can only assume I look down at him with the same exact expression. Leaning down, I bite into his neck, eliciting both a moan from his lips and a small amount of blood. The blood drips down onto the pure white, stiff sheets of the hotel room bed. Detective. Devour my love. Oh my God. Again? Stop eating people. Jesus. This ruined the whole mood. I was nipple hard ready, and you just ruined the whole mood with the... I guess. Okay. I say nothing. I bite and I gnaw, and I tear and I swallow. I consume Yona's love in a fury of crimson blood and white bone. I don't stop until nothing, not even myself, is left. Thanks for ruining it for me. That's how it ends? Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, that's... I want more. Wait. Oh, wait. They said wait the same time I did. This isn't right. I have to get a hold of myself. Something is telling me this is definitely very, very wrong. My head hurts. Yona sits in front of me, still waiting for me to ask my question, ever patient. I swallow a mouthful of... No, it isn't blood. It's just saliva. My head blossomed the strongest headache. Sorry, I saw something pop up in the corner. At the base of my skull, intensely of pain slowly inching its way up in order to coat the back of my head. Was it this? I have to get a hold of myself. I have to get a hold of myself. I don't think about these things, or don't think about these things, excuse me. Don't think. Don't give into them. Don't give into them. Manipulative daydreaming. Okay. That's about it. Anything else? Okay, no, it was just that. I think I already read that. I don't mean to, but I end up wincing. My hands clam up. Sweat trickles down my back. Yona watches me carefully, cautiously. I swallow again. I only taste coffee-flavored saliva, slick at the back of my throat. You know what it probably is? That crazy coffee that we got? It's probably that. You never know. It mingles with the taste of iron unpleasantly. Sorry. My throat feels hoarse. What were we talking about again? Yona frowns, worry written across his face. He reaches a hand out to touch my arm. The gesture is gentle, his fingers warm. I pull my arm away, putting my head in my hands. Where Yona touched me just then, the skin burnt all the way down to the bone. But when I look, nothing has changed. It's still my normal skin and hair and bones completely untouched within. Yona hesitates, then pulls his hand away, resting in front of him again. So she daydreamed that they were getting it on, getting it hot and heavy. And now she's like freaking out on just his touch, in a sense. That's a little concerning and weird. Are you all right, detective? I feel as if I may vomit when he calls me that, when he says it in that tone. I don't want to remember. I don't want to think. What is happening to us? My goodness, I'm a little worried for my character. Sweat runs down my face. I stand up, the chair screeching the floor in such a way that it makes even Yona wince. I keep almost calling him Jonah. I'm fine. Panic attack. Hold on, what was that? Panic attack. I burst of fear so intense and so strong that it comes in so quickly that it manifests physical symptoms. Symptoms include that. I could not say such symptoms without stumbling over my words. Anyways, I struggle with my S's. Don't judge me. I have a lisp. But not limited to shortness of breath, dizziness, chest pain, confusion, and the feeling of impending doom and destruction. God, yes, that gave me anxiety. I didn't mean to save anything, Jesus. I am most assuredly not fine whatsoever, but that is why I have to go anywhere else. I can't even be near him. I can't be near Yona. He will ruin me. Yona says something to me, something I simply can't understand. I'm simply not phrasing it, but he's definitely speaking to me. Oh God, look at him back there. If that's not the scariest thing, my goodness, that is scary. For the briefest of moments, he looks irritated. His brow furrows and angles down, his glasses shining enough to obscure his actual eyes. That frightened me. I don't know why. I do not say anything further to him. I turn away from the table, approaching the counter. The barista does not look up. Of course, because he's so enticed with his game. Of course he's not going to look up. Sorry, guys, I need a big stretch. Kind of hunched over reading this. I don't care, though. That's fine. I just need to be away from him. I can't look at him. The sound of movement comes from behind me. I stiffen, pretend to be extremely interested in the display case on the counter. His breathing quickens. I feel him approaching. The darkness begins to close in around me. I cannot breathe, and the headache has spread to every inch of my head, leaving no part spared. The pain is overwhelming. My chest tightens, too. An invisible hand squeezes my lungs and heart. My stomach's filled with molten lead. This is from the coffee, honey. The coffee gives me the panic attacks, too. That's why I don't drink it as often. I close my eyes. The bell above the front door to the cafe chimes. The atmosphere instantly feels lighter, but I don't dare to check quite yet. Only when I see his shadow pass over the barista's uncaring face, over the pristine counter, over the pastries in the display. Only when the shadow is gone does it seem easier to breathe again. The barista gives me a look. For once, they appear sympathetic, which is different from their usual empathy. Yeah. Finally, you see me standing here scared. They nod. My shoulders slump. I bury my face in my hands, wiping away the wetness I don't know the origin of. Are you crying or are you sweating? When I pull them away, my palms appear bright red. I choke down a scream, squeezing my eyes shut. Tentatively, I open one, and then the other, finding my hands are entirely clean. So he did something to us, or that drink did something to us. Maybe I'll go back through it, make sure I got all the ending, because I think it was a secret ending. I think I got the secret ending. And just maybe go through some other stuff I didn't touch on, like the display cases and stuff. I force air into my lungs, filling my chest, then forcing it out. When I turn back around, and I do this with quite a bit of effort, Yona is gone. I swallow and I taste just saliva. Yes. Well, at least he's gone now. We can talk to other people. Shuffling along in my seat, I fall into my chair, slumping forward until my forehead presses against the cold surface of the table. My hand grips the back of my head, but I take comfort in the slight pressure, and then I calm myself down. I don't do anything special. I don't think. I stare at the grains on the table and I begin to count the lines that I can see. When I run out of grains in my direct line of sight, I start again. Usually I don't freak out like that, and I've never felt it so intensely. I don't know what came over me. I don't know. I don't know anything. Even though I wanted him gone, Yona must hold the key to who I am. If only I can find out who Yona really is, then, just maybe, I'll understand everything. I close my eyes. My breathing have returned to normal. Though I have a headache still, I feel fine otherwise, so my head rises on its own accord. I stand up, do a few stretches. Everything is truly so surreal. But I have to find out who I am. ... Or else. Okay. So I think I'm going to save it right here. I don't usually save. Okay. I'm going to save it right here. And since they're giving me an opportunity to click on stuff, I am going to click on stuff. However, I am not going to do that right now, just because I am going to see if I don't have to look at everything or whatever. So give me a second. Okay, so it took me a minute to see this, right? But I scrolled over and I saw Leave Cafe, but I thought it was a sign for some reason, and my brain wasn't processing that it said Leave Cafe. So I'm going to leave the cafe. Excuse me, I had to burp. Maybe, just maybe, like I said, I'll come back here and I'll look at everything, because there's a lot to click on, and go through it. It's getting kind of late. The sun is starting to set. The light pouring in from the outside of the window casts odd shadows onto the floor of the cafe and the people within. Should I go back to rest at the hotel? I think just for this time we're going to go back, but I'm going to come back in here. I think I've seen and done and spoken to people enough. I'm getting kind of sleepy. As if on cue, I stifle a yawn and fell. The sun continues to set, turning its huge eye through the window and on to me inside. Okay, It said item removed coffee, so we probably put the coffee back, right? Item removed Heavenly Haze. I return my cups to the counter and the barista doesn't even spare me an acknowledgement. That's fine with me. At this point, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to leave. Before I exit the cafe, I should go over a few things. Thank goodness I have been taking notes. I pull out my notebook and reread what I have written down. Okay. So we already read all of this. So we can go ahead and just close that down. I feel like I've got... Oh, wait. Hold on. Go back to the journal. Did Yona upgrade? If Yona upgraded, then... No, Yona did not upgrade. So, okay. That's everything. I feel like I've gotten nowhere, really. But I also feel like I've learned a lot today. I'm just one step closer to the truth. I know it. But only one. I feel sick to my stomach, and a frown tugs the corner of my mouth down. For some reason, I feel like I'm running out of time. Regardless, I should get some rest. Though I know it's futile, I wave to the barista, who still doesn't look away from their game, and leave the cafe. Well, at least we can go now, so we ain't gotta deal with his angry eyes for absolutely no reason. The bell chimes again, and I take comfort in its presence. I look up and down the street, but it seems like the 3 shops on either side of the cafe are still closed, even though I swear it's a little earlier than when I left yesterday. I'm still especially disappointed that the fish and game shop keeps its doors shut tight. I was hoping to pursue its wares. I enter the hotel instead, forlorn, and take the elevator up to my room. Like the previous night, I don't bother to change, only pulling off my shoes and collapsing into the bed. I stare at the unfamiliar yet familiar ceiling. This is not my home, but I've been here for long enough. Or have I really been here for long at all? It's difficult to tell. With a sigh, I turn over onto my side, pulling the covers over my chin. I shut my eyes. Sleep is a little more difficult tonight, but once I fall asleep, I do not wake up. But I do not want to dream. At least, I don't think I do. Is this the actual end? Okay, I think this might be the actual end. Watch the freaking creator be like, but wait. Wow, this was really good. I am like super duper happy. I have not much to say about this game except for wow, because it is a very, very... Sorry, I had to look back behind me. I thought I heard somebody. It is a very, very interesting game, and I'm happy that I found it. It was really good. I can't even think of a way to change it. If anything, I would have gave a little more details. Thank you for making it. I would have gave a little more details on I don't know. You know what? That right there should prove to you that there's nothing for me to add. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in, and this is the end for this video, but I'm going to go back in and I'm going to go touch on some of the stuff around and maybe talk to some of the people that was there. If you want to see that, I'll probably make like a little part 2 of me doing that. But thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I can't wait for part 2. This was good. This was really good. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye.